Good evening.
All right, 15 seconds.
Good evening and welcome to the Grossmorn Arena here in Rocky Harbor for this semifinal action between the visiting East Coast Blizzard and the Western Driving School Kings. We're here this evening. We have Nathan here with us. Nathan Edwards here on the camera. I'm Ruben Austin. We're going to be doing the play-by-play here this evening in this Game 3 of this best-of-7 series. Last weekend, these two teams played in the Glacier Mount Pearl. First game went to overtime with the Blizzard coming out on top, 4-3. Game 2, we had a 5-3 decision for the Blizzard. Blizzard now up 2-0 in that series. And we're here now on our home rink, we'll call it, but in this great facility. And we should see some great action here this evening. Getting to watch the brand new Zamboni here in the Grossmorn complex, which is really nice to see. So they're doing a bit of a fundraiser to help cover the cost of this new Zamboni for the Grossmorn Mountaineers. So the Western Kings have decided that this weekend all proceeds from the 50-50 draws will be going to help with, I guess, make a donation to that cause. Hoping to see a lot of fans here this evening. Not often do they get to see quality hockey, and when it comes to hockey on the island and minor hockey, the NLU18 Major League brings the best talent that we have in the province, and we're hoping to see a really good showing here this evening. In other action tonight, the Central Impact are in St. John's to play the Nissan Growlers in that best-of-7 series. And in that series, the Growlers are up 2-0. Zamboni has about 2 rounds left to go here, and then we'll be ready for the anthem and the puck drop. Both teams here this evening will really enjoy the hard, fast ice that is always here in the Grossmorn Arena. Should see some great action. The East Coast Blizzard are coming to the ice, led by sniper Jordy Flynn, probably one of the better goal scorers in the league for the last couple of years. And onto the ice now comes the home squad, the Western Driving School Kings, led by starting goalie tonight, Matthew Hunt. The only thing missing on the ice tonight, Nathan, so far, are the officials. And here they come now. Referees for tonight's contest are Zach Fagan and Richard Clark. And on the lines we have Carter Park and Garrett Decker. And here we go, that's the anthem. So the starting goalies for tonight for the East Coast Blizzard, Rookie of the Year, Liam Healy, who had a fantastic season between the pipes for the East Coast Blizzard, and in net for the Western Driving School Kings, Matthew Hunt. Should be a good contest between these two teams. Percy Jones and O'Keefe starting up front for the East Coast Blizzard. Austin Richards and Applin for the Western Driving School Kings. And here we go, we're about to get the puck drop here by referee Zach Fagan to start this match. And to start the game, we got Cleary. Now Blizzard that face off, he gets back to his D partner, up to Percy. He tries to chip it in, chipped out. O'Keefe gets it back to his D-man. Nice stretch pass, picked off there. That's Percy up to O'Keefe. O'Keefe loses that one, goes in the cover. Here's Buckle. Buckle in first to the puck. Puck's down low, coming away with his Austin. Austin now making his way through the neutral zone. Chips it up, chips it in back. Nice stretch pass up to O'Keefe. O'Keefe gains the line. Nice pass over to Jones. Here's Jones. That's handled by Matt Hunt. Percy. Percy for the Kings. Gets it up to Butt. Butt turns. He puts it up and hits the roof. One thing for all you people that are watching here, the roof is really low here at the Grossmorn Complex, and it really doesn't even give myself and Nathan a very good vantage point of the score clock. And that's going to be a big factor here in this game. Hamlin, he wins that one. Here's Percy, he takes it back. He's being challenged by Russell. That's Butt, he just chips it out to Hamlin. Hamlin gets it up, hits the referee. Stays there, so there's Hamlin now. It's back to Percy. Percy banks it up, just gets out. Butt turns, puts it over to Griffiths gets it now for the Blizzard. Up to Flynn. Flynn just chips it off the wall. Picked up by McCarthy. McCarthy loses it, still has control. Puts it in front, that's picked up by Hamlin. He comes around the far side, over to Griffiths. He holds it in. Coles. Alex Coles up. There's McCarthy, he shoots, he scores! Short side, shot by Thomas McCarthy, and he opens the score for the East Coast Blizzard here. So McCarthy gets that puck from Flynn, and he shoots it short side over the shoulder of Matthew Hunt. So 1-0 for the East Coast Blizzard. 18:31 left here in this period. We'll see how the Kings respond here. That's Hines, he's back to get it. Hines being pressured by Castle. There's Hines over to his D partner. There's a cross size, gets in, hits the feet of Gavin Connors. Hines puts it in around the back of net. Out to stop that. There's Murphy. Murphy puts it around to Russell. Rousel. Rousel's pinned off and loses it. Back to Connors. Connors shoots that and it goes wide. Connors down around the back of the net. Over is Yabsley. Yabsley tries to get it out. Picked up now by Rousel. Rousel just gets it out. Back to Hines. Hines shoots it back into the King zone. Back is Murphy. Murphy loses that one. He's buff it now. Yabsley. Yabsley puts it down to Connors. Connors. Back to Williams. Williams. That's picked out. Here comes Furlong. 2-on-1 for the Kings. There's Furlong. Furlong shoots it. Lucas was straight across from Furlong. He didn't really have a pass there. Puck comes back the other way. Yabsley gets it. He's picked off here by, there's Connors. Connors chips it up. He falls. Yabsley puts it back to Hines. Here's Yabsley. Back to Cleary. Cleary over to Hines. Hines, nice stretch pass up. Picked off here put in by Connors. He goes for a change. It's Coleman. Here comes Austin now. Austin with the puck. Austin makes his way through the neutral zone. Austin coming in, looks, shoots it, and that's swallowed by Healy. And there's going to be a face-off to the right of Healy. A little bit of action here. Hard to see the time here. I think it might be 16:11. 16:51, is it? 16:51. There's a chance for him. Nice save there. That goes in. Hamlin had a great opportunity here in front of net. There's a hit there by Coleman on Coles. Skinner, he gets it, just dumps it back. Hamlin's back getting up for the Kings. He puts it over here. That's chipped up through. Picked off. There's Percy. Percy puts it way across ice to Griffiths. Griffiths now. Up to Cal. Cal loses it. Hamlin picks it off. Hamlin. Richards. Back to Bursey. Bursey now through the neutral zone. Bursey makes his way in. Puck is still deep. Picked off by Percy. Percy. Cross ice. Picking it up is Griffiths. He just dumps it in. Sims up the middle. That's going to be an icing call to the Kings. And we're going to have a face-off to the right of Matt Hunt. Score 1-0 for the Blizzard. I'll have to get some updates from a couple of fans on the time left in the period. It's really tough for me to see from my vantage point. So we got Percy here now out there lined up with Hamlin. Hamlin wins that one. Here's Coles. Coles now looks cross ice, fans on it, but gets over to Applin. That's Aiden Applin. Applin goes, he shoots it, and Healy takes that one. Looks like the Kings are going to finish hard at the net tonight. We're going to face off here to the left of Healy. We got Percy and Furlong. Nope, looks like we're going to have Jones and Furlong for this face-off. Jones was awarded the most gentlemanly liked and effective player last weekend. Here's Jones now, chips it up to Percy. Percy making his way over the red line. He dumps it into the corner. Going in strong is Jones for that puck. Comes around side, Furlong. Back to Griffiths. Griffiths keeps it in. Shoots it down around the far side. Over now is Percy. He dumps it down to Jones. He kicks it up to his stick. Jones turns into the slot, has some time, gets it to Griffiths. Griffiths shoots it, and that hits the roof off the save by Matt Hunt. .15:05 left here in this first period. So we're 5 minutes in. Score still 1-0 for the East Coast Blizzard. Jordy Flynn, Alex Austin for this face-off. Austin wins that one. Back behind the net for Ryan Applin. The captain puts it up off the glass. Kept in by Hines. That's a high stick, but picked up by McCarthy, who's got the lone goal in this game so far. McCarthy puts it down to Flynn. Flynn misses that one to Applin. Applin now off the glass. Gets out, bounces out. Here comes Rousel. He loses it. Coming away with it now is Williams. He dumps it in. Williams goes in pursuit. He hits Applin. Coming away was Austin. He chips it off the wall. Castle puts it up. Here's Austin now. Austin Dumps it in. He's still gone in after the puck, looking to see if there's any support. Nice pass in front. Didn't miss by much was Rousel. Coming away with his McCarthy. He's being served by Austin. Coles, Alex Coles gets it around. Far side. Kept in by Williams. Russell keeps it down below the Kings line. Back to get it is Bursey. Bursey loses that in his feet. Coming away with his Flynn. Flynn puts in it. Flynn shoots it. High off the glass, far side. Carter Lucas. Lucas dumps it out. Didn't get it all the way. Here's McCarthy. He's got the lone goal. Here goes Coles. He loses it. Coles back with it again. Coles turns up ice. Sees that there's time and space. He takes it. Gains the blue line. Coles shoots it towards the net. There's a nice chance for Hamlin. Handled by Connors. He takes it away. That was a good chance for Hamlin there. The puck was live in front of the crease. Steered away. Gabsley looks up, gives it to Connors. Connors takes it, one-on-one with Bursey. Connors with a moose. Connors is in. Big move on Connors. What a save by Matt Hunt. Great save, best save of the game so far. Connors in all alone. Matt read it perfect. Bursey reverses it. In his feet, loses it there. So we got Duffett and Connors in there fighting for that puck. Coming away with his house. Hamlin. Here comes Lucas, puts it over to House. Ben is in and he cuts it. Healy's out again. And we're going to have a face-off now to the right of Healy. Great action here at the Grossmont Arena between these two teams. East Coast Blizzard up 1-0 here. Face-off to the right of Healy. Furlong and Connors for this face-off, I would think. Connors is asking the ref something. Not sure what's going on. Furlong and Connors for this face-off. Furlong wins that clean back to Lanswood. Lanswood shoots it towards the net. Puck is in there loose. There's another great chance. Coming away with it goes Yabsley. Yabsley makes his way through the neutral zone. That's going to be offside. He leaves it. Leaves it there. So Applin, that's Aiden Applin. He gets it back to Lambswood. Lambswood puts it up through the middle to Furlong. Furlong puts it back, but coming away with it is Cleary. Over to Hines. Hines stretches it up. We got two number 4s going in for this one, Connors and Murphy. Back is Duffett. Duffett behind the net. Duffett puts it out nicely. Yabsley shoots it. That's steered wide by Hunt. Dillon, he keeps it down around the back of the net. Yabsley's there to get it for the Blizzard. Nice pass out to Clear. Puck's in there live in front of the crease. And Hunt takes that one. And we're going to have a face-off now to the right of Hunt. Looks like Connors is going to get a penalty. On discipline for Connors. The puck was in there. He didn't have to make that extra jab at the goalie. And we're going to get 2-minute penalty here. Coach Lee is out. I guess he's going to ask him what the call was. So we're going to see the power play here. First power play of the game for the Western Kings. Applin and Cal. That's face-offs 1. Here's Coles, Alex Coles that is, comes across. Coles shoots. Got hit by Applin. Here's Austin. Austin fanned on that one. Austin now. Puts it down around the back, and that goes out over the glass. Another thing that's a little bit hard for an adjustment here for the players is the glass is pretty low in this arena. All the way around, so they get adjusted to that. Face off here to the left of Healy. Applin wins that one. Back to Cole. Bursey. He gets it over to Coles. Coles is moving in. Gets it in the slot. Applin, nice save by Healy. Another great save by Healy there. We're going to have another face-off to the right this time. Nope, to the left. Players moved over that way. We got Coleman and Applin for this face-off. That one goes down low. Austin comes away with that. Austin looks. Backs to Coles. Coles looks and shoots. That one's tipped wide. Applin. Comes away with, here's Applin. Cross to Bursey. Bursey will shoot. That's blocked. Nice block there by the Blizzard player. Coming away with Richards. Applin. There's Coles. Coles over to Austin. Austin shoots it. Nice save by Healy. You read that one good. Puck is still in the King zone. Applin. There's Bursey now. Looks like they're finally going to get a chance to clear it. A lot of pressure there by the Western Kings. 50 seconds left in the power play. Turn up there. Here comes Austin through the neutral zone. Austin shoots it around. Out to try to stop his Healy. He missed it. Far side to Hamlin. Hamlin starts. Fend on. Austin couldn't save it in. All players come out again. Here's Austin now. Austin. Little toe drag in. Picked up by O'Keefe. Ever got a breakaway? Here comes Jones. All alone. Short-handed shoot. He scores. High glove side. Short-handed goal. And the Kings are down 2-0. Shorty by Jones. Healy made some big saves. Little turnover there in the neutral zone. And now all of a sudden the Kings are down 2. Still 24 seconds left in the power play. I don't know what the shots are, but I would say they're in favor of the Kings. Back now is Applin. Ryan Applin, the captain. He's turning, coming up through. He shoots it around out, try to stop his Healy. He misses it. Kept in by Lambswood. There's Sims. Puck is in front. That's going to be cleared down for the last time. That's it for the power play. Back to even strength now. There's Applin. He goes back behind his net, sets up, turns, looks up ice. Applin around the back of the net to Lambswood. That's chipped up. Here comes Hamlin. Hamlin loses that in his feet. Hamlin gains his own. Hamlin drops it for Sims. Back to Cleary, and there's Cleary. Cleary, nice pass up. There's Percy. Here's another partial breakaway. Percy shoots, and he missed it. Net's knocked off. Percy's asking the referee if that was a penalty. Referee Fagan says no. We're going to have a face-off here to the right of Matt Hunt. Here's Furlong and Jones for this face-off. Jones wins that one. Griffiths takes that. He shoots it in. Matt made a great job passing it. We've already had Blizzard going to have to be careful there. They already got one penalty for doing that after the whistle. So here's Jones and Furlong. Jones kept in. Gets out. Here comes Rousel. Rousel looks. Rousel shoots. Here's Furlong. Furlong, nice move. Paves. Oh, nice chance there. Kings have had lots of scoring chances. They haven't been able to put it past Healy at this point in the game. Puck's kept in. Here comes Castle. Castle goes up Furlong. Furlong misses. They come back to get it. It's going to be Dillon. He puts it around for Griffiths. He leads it and goes for O'Keefe. Picked off there, but Jones puts across ice. Furlong goes back, sets up behind his net. Furlong up to Rousel. Rousel gets up, tries to get the zone. This is that one. Picked off by Flynn. Here's Flynn now going back. Flynn turns, stretch pass over to McCarthy. McCarthy tips it, hits the stanchion. Here's Bursey. Bursey trying to get it up. Here comes Flynn. Flynn having a look. Flynn, nice shot. Bursey. There's a bank. Here comes Austin. Austin gets in. He gets past one. Puts it two. Tries to get to the front of net. Lucas puts it around the back of the net. Over there is House. House Round the back of the net to Austin. Austin looks. Austin with a move. Austin shoots it. Didn't get through. There's Flynn. Shoots it up here for Russell. Russell's hit there in the neutral zone by Applin. A shot on net. That's not going to be icing. Back to get it is Cleary. Cleary turns. Looks up ice. Waiting for support. Cleary behind his net. Puts it over to Flynn. Kept in by Buckle. Buckle, there's a tip. Austin. Austin turns. Puts it across ice to Buckle. Buckle shoots it towards the net. Goes around the backside. Austin's there. He puts it back to Applin. Applin looks. Applin shoots. And Healy is going to get that one. And we're going to get a penalty here for goalie interference. I think, folks, I'm pretty sure Lucas is getting one here for goalie interference. That's what I'm thinking anyway, if I were the ref. And that's the call. So now we're going to see the East Coast Blizzard going to the power play. Up by 2. Face-off should be down in the King zone. Face-off here to the left of Hunt. Won by Furlong, clean. Round the back of the net, here's Murphy. Murphy gets it over to Butt. Butt looks, he puts it up through. Got to get those pucks all the way down when you're short. Here's Connors. Connors coming with some speed. Connors will stop on the half ball, puts it back to Duffett. Duffett is being pressured. Dillon to Connors. Connors looks, he's going to use a screen here. McCarthy. Dillon looks. Cross ice to Yabsley. Here's Connors. Connors looks. Down low, back. There's Furlong now. Furlong's going to get that one down deep into the zone. Healy will stop that behind the net for Dillon. Dillon turns. Comes up ice. Dillon cycles it back. Here's Connors. Connors coming through here. Connors over to and he's hit hard by Austin there along the boards. He'll feel that one tomorrow. Flynn down low. Here's Duffett. There to Yabsley. Yabsley back to Griffiths. Griffiths is looking, waiting for traffic. Almost picked off by Sims. Connors down low. Here's Bursey. Bursey shoots it up. Sims. Got to get that puck out here. There goes. We got Sims and Austin. Here's Austin. Sims is going to the board. Sims. Austin now look over to Sims. There's a shot in there. And we're going to have a delayed penalty. Slash is the call. I think it's Connors again. That'll be 2 for him. He was out there for 2 minutes. I guess he was tired and then he took a penalty. We're going to face off to the left of Healy. So 20 seconds and 4-on-4, and then the Kings will be in the power play. Not sure what time is left in the period. Face-off win there. Here's Applin. He just shoots it in. Healy sees that. Let her trance. Puck is loose there in front. Goes behind the net. Coming away with it is Jones. He leaves it for Percy. Percy goes behind his net. Starts to come up ice. Looking through. Here comes Percy. Back to Cleary. Down here, Hunt comes out. Sets that puck. Coming away with it is Applin. Applin now looks up ice. Gets it up. That's tipped in by his brother Aiden Applin. Puck goes around far side. Kept in by Hamlin. Hamlin's looking. He sets up. Hamlin tries to get the puck down low to Sims. Here's Sims now. Big boy from St. Anthony. He loses it there to Williams. That's going to be a high stick. And that's going to be a face-off now all the way back into the zone. Face-off to the left of Matt Hunt here. 1:05 left on the power play. One thing I wish I knew, folks, was how much time was left in the period. I can't see it from here. Here comes Bursey. He leaves it to Austin. Austin goes far ice. Applin, he puts it back to Coles. Coles shoots it around the back of the net. Healy comes out, didn't try to stop it. Richards leaves that for Austin. Austin now down to Richards. Kept in by Austin. Austin now looks across, gives it to Coles. Coles looks, waits for traffic. Coles shoots it. That misses high. Comes around the glass. Bounces all the way out. Back to get it now is Austin. He looks across ice. Sauces it over to Coles. Coles now gets the line. Rims it around the back of the net. In to get it is Applin. Kept in. On the line. That's out. Back to get that now is Coles. Coles. Last man back. It's being pursued by Skinner. Coles. Makes the time. Coles making his way through. Coles gets up. Gets past all. He's in deep. Puts it in front. Puck is loose. All the way back again. That'll do it for the penalty to Connors. Still 2-0 here for the Blizzard. That's 2 power play opportunities for the Kings. Austin shoots it down. Out to get it is Healy. And he's taken out by Austin. We gotta go! Western Kings goal, Alex Austin. Nice play across by Applin. Healy didn't have a chance on that one. And we got a 2-1 score. Big finish by Austin, who's leading the playoffs and scoring now with 10 points. 2-1 is the score. 2.5 minutes left in the first period. Here's Griffiths. He goes back. Gives it over to Cleary. Cleary looks across, gives it to Griffiths. Griffiths back to his D partner, back to Cleary. That's going to be icing, I think. No icing. Back is Buckle. Buckle coming away with it. Buckle gets it out. Kept down. Here's Flynn. Always dangerous. Flynn making his move. Nice build back to McCarthy. Nice shot. I guess back to Griffiths. Griffiths walks the line, waits for traffic. Puck is there. And Matt Hunt holds on to that one to keep it at a 2-1 score. We're going to have to, Nathan, we're going to have to talk to the cameraman here, Nathan. We're trying to figure out how much time is left in the period. I think it may be 2 minutes, but I'm not sure. I can't see it from here. We'll have to get a couple fans. I got a few Kings moms in front of me. I can probably ask them how much time is left. Dylan shoots it down around the back here. Picking up is Jones. Jones having a strong period here. That one's tipped out all the way back. Dylan comes out to set that for his D partner, for Hines. Hines around the back of his net. Hines now looks up ice. Hines up to Jones. Jones coming through. Here's Percy looking for that little pass. Over to Percy. Great play. Percy back to Jones. Jones back to Dylan. Here's Dylan now shoot. That shoots wide. Coming around the far side to Hines. Hines down below, and Matt's going to cover that, and Hunt's going to cover that one up. Not short of time. I'll see if I can get one of our hockey moms to tell us how much time is left in the period, because I can't see it. 2:28 left in the first period here. Still 2-1. I'm going to rely on those hockey moms for the time in the period. Austin Jones coming through. That slipped out. There goes Applin. Applin's making his way. He puts it across. Still down there. There's Applin. Applin over to Austin. Austin shoots. Saved by Percy shoots. Another big save. Healy's after making a lot of saves in this period, folks. Excuse me. Percy. Cross ice. Over to Hines. He's hit by Austin behind him. Matt Hunt puts it up the boards. Here goes Percy. Percy making his way. That's a trip. Kings are going to go back to the power play. Oh, it's going to go into net. Just missed. That would have been a bad one. Delayed offside, or delayed penalty, sorry. I don't know if you've seen that, folks. I don't know if Nathan get that on the replay. Delayed penalty. The Kings player played it back to his own partner. The goalie had left the net. The puck was heading to the net. Luckily, it curled to the left of the post, and it didn't go in. Kings on the power play here. Applin loses that one, kept in. We got another penalty. Here comes Coleman. Coleman is in, all alone on Hunt. He loses it and falls. Nets off. Coleman is a great penalty killer. Did a great job last weekend. Lost the handle on that one. I'm sure the Kings players are asking him what he had for lunch on the way over. Minute 48 left here in the power play. Minute 35, I think, in the period. Cross ice, here's Austin. Austin's making his way through the zone. Austin tries to put it through, didn't get in. That's going to be kept in. Nice stick by Bursey. Here's Coleman on another punt. Another breakaway for Coleman. Coleman, he missed again. Got to give Coleman credit, though. He's had 2 breakaways, it's short-handed. There's Austin, little shot that goes wide far side. There's Coleman, he's just going to knife it down this time. He's not going on any more breakaways. Applin. There's Applin. Makes his way up over the line. Applin gains his own. Gets to the half wall, stops, loses it to Cal. He puts it all the way down. 1 minute left in the power play and 35 seconds left. Austin hit the boards hard there. Took himself out. He's okay. Applin. A pass. That's a chip, no icing. Here's Dillon. He's going to be hit by Butt. Coming away with his Cal. He's going to shoot it down. That's kept in by Hunt. 30 seconds left here in the penalty. And I think Applin's going to hold it there for the end of this one. And I don't know. I think Coach Robinson's going to have to talk about the power play in the intermission. So, after 1 period of play here at the Grossmorn Complex, East Coast Blizzard 2, Western Kings 1, and what was a pretty action-packed period. Myself and Nathan will be back to get you in the second period. We'll see you after the Zamboni does the ice. How's it looking? Good?
Looking good.
Huh?
It's looking good.
Getting good streaming?
Yep. I'm just getting replay set up.
go, folks. We're back for period 2 of this Game 3 Best of 7 series between the East Coast Blizzard and the Western Driving School Kings. Kings are on the power play to start period 2. 23 seconds left in the power play. That's Bursey now. Bursey over to Coles. Coles looks across ice. Coles turns, comes up. Coles gets to the red line. He shoots it around far side. Out to get it is Healy. Healy sets that puck. Moves it. Puck's down low. There's Hines now. Hines gets it and he puts it all the way down. And that will do it for the power play. Here's Austin. Austin's turning. Loose puck in his feet. Austin looks. Puts it up. That's chipped in there by Coles. Richards is in there. Kept in by Coles. Down low to the side. That puck's up now, up on the wall. Kept in there by Applin. Coles is down there. He puts it down low. Back to get it is Williams. Williams gets it for the Blizzard. There's Austin's coming in after him. That's going to be, nope, no icing. Oh, tipped off. Called off, said the linesman. I guess it was tipped. Here's Butt. Butt clears it down. That's in there. There's Connors. The big power forward from the Blizzard. He gets it, puts across ice. Back here is puck's out. Here's Connors. Connors shoots, turns, misses wide. Great chance here for Connors. He's a dangerous player. Bursey over to Coles, over to Butt. Butt now. Butt gets it, turns it, shoots it in. Out to get us Healy. Healy. That's out. That's going to be all the way down. Here comes the captain, Applin. Applin puts it across. That's kept in by Griffiths, puts it back to Dillon. Dillon over to Griffiths. Griffiths now turning up ice. Griffiths, nice pass over to Connors. Here's Connors, loses it in his feet. That's brought out by Griffiths by accident, and he puts it across. Here's McCarthy. Thomas McCarthy makes his way up. Coming through. There's Sims. He puts it in behind Dillon. Back there is Griffiths. Griffiths gets hit by Hamlin. Hamlin's looking for the puck. Hamlin around the back of the net. Hamlin. Nice banks out to Applin. Applin shoots it. That hits Rousel in the leg. Rousel's going to make his way off, I think. He got stung by that one. Applin. Applin now. Applin gets the line. Shoots it in. Out is Healy. Healy sets that puck behind the net for Dillon. House. There's Dillon. He left the puck. He thought he was going to get hit, I think. There's Dillon. Dillon up to McCarthy. Kept in by Sims. Sims shoots it down. Behind the net. Here's Griffiths. Griffiths now for the Blizzard. Griffiths. Turns. Outlet pass to McCarthy. McCarthy makes it over the red line. He shoots it in around the back of the net. Far side for Flynn. Flynn puts it down low. Pinching down his Party. Party puts it towards the net. And Hunt is going to cover that one. So, folks, the action-packed start to this period. We're going to have a face-off to the left of Matt Hunt in this Game 3 of the semifinals of the Newfoundland Labrador Major League, U18 Major League. Flynn and Furlong for this face-off. Furlong wins that one. Flynn gets that one from Lambswood. Down low, kept out. Puck's live in front. Here's a shot. Nice big save there. I think that was blocked by Lucas on that one. Coming around far side. Here's Lambswood. He puts it up. Didn't get out. There comes Castle. Castle gets the line. He shoots it down below the net. Far side for Furlong. Furlong gets it. Banks it. Down to Lucas. He tries to put it in front. Lambswood misses that. Lambswood is back. Lambswood puts it over. Russell uses his legs to put that one up there. That's banked up. Back to get it is Party. Party. Nice little play. Here's McCarthy. Nice little move. McCarthy's in. Murphy gets a stick on that one. Didn't get through. There's Lucas. He stops. Lucas tries to get it out. Puts it up to the line. Kept in by Cleary. Lucas chips it up and gets out. Back now is Party. He's being pursued by Castle. Party puts it up. Russell's there to tip it in. Russell goes for a change. Back to get it is Murphy. Murphy over to Lucas. He loses that one. That's going to get out. That's Williams. Delayed offside. The Blizzard has to get out and reset. Back to get that is Lambswood. Lambswood. Lambswood off the glass. Gets it out. Back to Williams. Williams. Nice little move. Gets it up. Back in again. Here's Williams. Williams, nice little pass across. Nice save by Hunt. Lucas looks. Gets it up. Here's Austin. Austin and Jones. Austin shoots. Nice save by Healy. Austin's going to stick around in front of net after that shot. End-to-end action here, folks. Period 2 here in the Gross Morin Center here in Rocky Harbor. And this game 3, as I said, of this semifinal between the two teams. Applin and Jones for this face-off here. Applin wins that. Here's Austin. Austin leaves it here. Cole's moved off the line. Last man back here is Bursey. Bursey just tips it and goes in. Healy is back to set that one up for Williams. Williams, cross side. That's going to be kept in. Here comes Applin. Applin just turns it down low. Williams is back. Williams keeps feet moving. Here's Austin. He moves that one. Here's Percy. Percy makes a move. Back is Applin on the back check, which is what we need. Austin. Austin turns. Austin turns now, loses it. Loses it on the blue line. Kept in. There's O'Keefe. He gets hit by Bursey. Another pass up. Here's Austin. Austin gives it to Richards. Richards puts it across to Austin. Austin shoots. Healy with the save. Kept in by Bursey. Bursey shoots. Healy with another great save. Lots of action for Healy in this game so far, folks. Hardest working player on the ice tonight so far is definitely Healy. Austin having a few words with the Blizzard player. Him and Williams having a few, little bit of small talk after the whistle. Face off here to the left of Healy. Hamlin, Cowell. Hamlin wins that one. Gets back, but here comes the forecheck. Here they come. Here's Coleman. Coleman. There comes Hamlin again. Hamlin gains a line. Hamlin shoots. That didn't get through. Hamlin and Dillon. Oh, there's a high hit. That's going to be a penalty for Coleman. And Sims is going to have something to say to him after that one. Coleman is going to get at least, I'd say, 4 minutes for head contact would be my call. Late hit, 4 minutes for head contact, I would think is the call. And again, I'm just that's an easy call for the referee. 4 minutes for Coleman. Cal and Applin. Cal wins that face-off. Cleary gets it, puts it behind the net. Here's Party. Party's over. Oh, that's getting through. Here's Cal, and Austin is going to get an interference on this one. That'll take away 2 minutes of the power play. Austin will get an interference penalty. Interference is going to be the penalty there for Austin. That'll bring the face-off right where it is, to the right of Hunt. Four on four for 2 minutes. Puck's kept out. There goes Hamlin. Get back to get it is Dillon. Here's Dillon, Hamlin. Sims. There they go. The Northern Penn connection there. There's Connors. Connors is just going to put it back there to Dillon. Dillon. Here comes Yabsley. Yabsley, nice little move. Here's Yabsley with speed. Yabsley over to Connors. Connors puts it down. Here's Dillon all alone. Matt Hunt makes that save. Minute 31 left in the 4-on-4. There's Purdy. Gets it across to Cleary. Cleary back to Yabsley. Yabsley looking for space. Yabsley turns, comes up the ice. Goes back to Purdy. Purdy over to Yabsley. Yabsley back to Connors. Connors goes behind his net. Connors turns, looks up ice. Here comes Connors, coming with speed. Connors makes his way in, shoots. Two big saves for Hunt. Puck goes around the back of the net. Here's Applin. Applin now makes his way. Applin puts it down. Applin, 2 Applins down there. Kept in by Buckle. Buckle puts it in behind the net. Here's Hines. Here comes Yabsley again. Yabsley. Nice little play over to Purdy. Purdy puts it behind the Kings net. Doing a good job keeping it down low. Here's Applin. Applin turns, gives it back to his brother Ryan. Ryan, D to D to Lambswood. Lambswood puts it across. Pretty dangerous pass. Almost picked off in front by the Blizzard player. Purdy. There you go. There's one off the. And we got a whistle here. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Austin. And at that time, the Kings will go back on the power play for 1 minute and 44 seconds. Score is still 2-1. There's Flynn. Puts it behind for Williams. Williams looks. Up ice. Nice little pass up. That's missed by Flynn. Back is Bursey. Bursey looks now. The Kings are to the power play. Bursey puts it around the back of the net. Back there to get it is Austin. Austin puts it back. Here's Flynn is back there, the first one to get it. There goes Austin now. Austin waits. Austin gets his own. Sauces it across. There's Coles. Coles now. Coles looks. Tries to get it to the front. Puts it back. Bursey keeps it in. Bursey banks it into Coles. Coles looks. Coles shoots it. Puck is live. Fanned on it is McCarthy. Puck still down there. Coming away with it is Coles. Coles now gives it across ice to Austin. Austin now looks. Austin over to Bursey. Dangerous pass. Bursey looks. Bursey moves in. Bursey's in. Shoots it high and wide. Hamlin. There's Sims. Sims looks. Sims. Austin puts it around the back. Hamlin's back to get it. Hamlin looks. Goes back behind. Looks again. Over to Austin. Austin now. Over to Coles. Coles on top. Coles looks. Across to Bursey. Bursey shoots. Nice save by Healy. Kept in by Coles. He shoots it down low. Down below the line. 30 seconds left here. Hamlin. Fanned on it. That's going to be cleared down. All the way down. Coles now is going to stretch it up. Stretch it up to Austin. Austin picks that. He tips it in. Healy's out to get it for the Blizzard. Griffith shoots it down the ice. 10 seconds left here on the power play. Austin tips it over. Here comes Applin. Ryan Applin comes in. He shoots. That goes off the stick and over at a play. That'll pretty much do it for the power play. 1 second left to Coleman's 4-minute head contact penalty. Not short of time left in the period. 10:26 left in the period. So we're at halfway through the second period. Score is still 2-1. Face-off win by Butt. Nobody there. Back to get it is Buckle. He shoots it up to Butt, who tips it in. Healy is out to play that. He puts it down behind the net. Picked up by Duffett. Here's Castle. He's there trying. Castle. Good hustle there to get that one. Here's Griffiths again. Here comes Duffett. Duffett gains his own. Duffett shoots. Nice save by Hunt. It's Buckle. Down low, down beyond is Russell. Russell's doing a good job holding that puck down low. Coming away with his Castle. Castle looks, he puts it far side. Over for Butt. Griffith and Butt going to fight for that one. Griffiths is going to get a penalty there. Head contact. That was the right call. Griffiths decided to put his hands up on Butt's head, and he's going to get 2 minutes or less. I'm sure, Coach, I'm sure that referee's doing a fantastic job here this evening. Cleary's down there. He's down below, held down low. Coming away is Percy. Percy clears it out, kept in by Coles. Coles over across to Austin. Austin with one time, he scores! 2-2. Austin with his second of the game on the power play. And they still got 2 minutes left on the power play. Two is the score. Austin with his second goal of the game. Power play marker. There'll still be 2 minutes left on the power play after that one. A lot of game left here. I'm sure Coach Lee is having a chat with his players now about being disciplined and not taking penalties. Relzo's out trying his leg, I guess, after getting hit along the boards over there. I think he'll be fine. Here we go. So we got 2 minutes here. 2 minute power play. Chance for the Kings maybe to go ahead. Here's Coles. Coles makes his way up, rings it around. Far side. Here's Austin. Kept back for Aiden Applin. Applin on the line. Fooling around, gives it Austin. Austin looks across ice to Percy. Nice little pass. Shoots it. Oh, right in the bumper in the right play there. And Richards wasn't quite ready. Back to Applin. Applin comes in, shoots. That's going to be cleared away by the Blizzard. Coming hard after that puck is, that gets out. There's O'Keefe. And Applin fighting for the puck there along the line. Percy comes away with it. Shoots it cross ice. Here comes Austin again. Austin shoots it in. Austin down behind. Applin comes away with it. Applin looks in. Puck's deep. Oh! There we got a third goal. There we go. Power play goal. Aiden Applin. And we got Kings 3, Blizzard 2. Kings 3, Blizzard 2, 2 power play goals. Lots of game left here, folks. We'll see how the Blizzard answer here. I'm sure they're going to come strong. There's Connors. He wins that one. Puck goes in. Here's Williams. Williams is back. He's hit by Butt. Puck gets out to Applin. Applin now. Applin looks. He shoots that out of play. We're going to have a face-off here now in the neutral zone.
Should be inside.
Here we go. Back to action. Here's Duffett. Duffett looks. Puck goes down low to Absley. He misses it. Applin is there. Applin looks. Applin making his way through. Applin gets the line, puts it in. Back to get it as Hines. He puts it over to Griffiths, to his D partner. Back to Hines. Hines sets up behind his net. As Hines now looks behind again. Hines. Hines still has it. Using his body. And that's it. And we're going to get a penalty here now. Lucas will get one for interference. And there's a goal!
Fuck yeah!
So we got Connors with a nice goal there going down.
There we go!
And we got a tie game.
Oh.
Delayed penalty. Nice shot by Connors. 5-hole on Hunt. And we're back 3-3. Can't take their foot off the gas here. Both teams are going to play hard. Here we go, back to action here. Here's Dylan, he wins, gets that one over to Griffiths. Griffiths up ice. That's tip, no icing. Bursey, first one back to the puck. Bursey looks, cross ice to House. House gets the line, he shoots it in. House is going hard, here's Healy out to play it. Goes up to McCarthy. McCarthy, that's kept in by Bursey. We're gonna have another penalty here, I'd say.
That's a penalty!
Probably both of them, I think. Both players are going off there, I do believe. So McCarthy and Bursey, 2 minutes each for roughing, I would think. Maybe on sportsmanlike. Back to 5-on-5. Connors was off long enough to get his breath back. He's back out on the ice again here now. Connors, the last goal scorer for the Blizzard, to tie this up, is back on again. Always a threat when he's on the ice. Here's Griffiths. Griffiths back around the back. Let's pull up the Cowell. That's going in. That's lost here. Back here is Williams. Williams looks to put it up front. Nice little pass up through. That's coming out. Coming out for that is nice play there. Cole's got in the way of Connors so he can get through to puck. We're going to face off to the left of Hunt. 3-3, second period. 6:37, I believe, left in the period. Puck's all the way down here. Healy gets out and plays it for Cleary. Cleary looks around, gives it to Party. Party is trying to get it up. He gets it to Cowell. Cowell just tips it, goes in. Murphy's back to get it for the Kings. Murphy puts it around far side to Connors. Connors, nice pass out to O'Keefe. That's in the feet. Dangerous. Coming away with his Castle. Castle gets it, dumps it in. Dylan's in now. Or sorry, puck's in, almost got put out. That's kept in. Nope, Buckle. Coming away is Cal. Cal looks, plays it across. Nice play. Richards is there. Richards banks it. Here's Austin. Austin and one-on-one. Here's Austin making his move through. Clears it down low. Here's Applin. Aiden Applin. He keeps it down, cycles it down low. Here's Party by himself. Party has time to gather speed. That's going to be tipped. Nope, goalie comes out and plays it. We're going to have a face-off here to the right of Hunt. End-to-end action here at the Grossmorn Arena in Rocky Harbor. Game 3 of this best-of-7 series between the East Coast Blizzard and the Western Driving School Kings. Face-off. O'Keefe puts it down low. There's Jones. Jones comes away with it. Jones looks, head up on a swivel. Puts it down to Percy. Percy leaves it to go down low. Back to get it is Buckle. Buckle over to Richards. Richards cross ice to Applin. Applin tries to push it up through. Hits off the helmet of Hines. As Austin misses that one. Coming away with here's Applin. Applin just chips it up. Back is Percy, covering for his D-man. Percy, nice pass over to, that's going to be back. Back in to get it is Applin. Ryan Applin puts it around. Percy there, here comes Austin. Austin loses that one. Austin turns. Puts it across to Applin. Applin, that's going to put himself, I thought he put himself offside, but I guess he didn't. Percy, up through to Jones. Jones misses it, so it's going to be icing. So with the hybrid icing, of course, the Blizzard's tired players has to stay on the ice, and the Kings can put out some fresh legs for this face-off. That's going to be to the right of Healy. Still 3-3. Sims and Jones for this face-off. Jones wins that. Williams puts it back around the back of the net for Percy. Percy, nice little pass up through. Here comes Jones. Jones with the puck, looks. Nice play by Jones to just get the puck deep. Percy puts it up. Luckily, Coles is there. Here comes Coles. He gets the line. He shoots it around the back of the net. Williams is there to get it for them. He's being pursued by Butt. Here's Coles now. Coles chips it in. Coles tries to get it low. Coming away with it. Nice pass up to Yabsley. Yabsley played very nice by. Got a penalty to somebody. Looks like it's penalty to the Kings. Kings are going to go on the power play. Or sorry, the Blizzard. Going back. Here we go. So now we got 2 minutes are left for Coles here. Blizzard is a very offensive team. They got a lot of threat there up front. They're not a team that you want to put on the power play. Right now, you look at on the ice, they got Jones and Percy, O'Keefe. They just run their lines, actually. They're very deep up front. We'll see what happens here. Big face-off. That goes back, so luckily for the Kings, that lose. We're going to lose about 10 seconds off that one. Cole's got 4 minutes for head contact there on that last play. Opportunity for the Blizzard to, they'll be on the power play for the rest of this period unless they score a couple goals. Setting up, here's Williams. Over to McCarthy, who can shoot. Back to Williams. Williams waiting for traffic. There it is, so we got McCarthy now. McCarthy, over to Percy. Percy looks, gives it to Jones. Jones, down to Percy. Percy, that's going to be kept out. Here comes Furlong. Furlong puts it across. Over there is Castle. Castle doing a great job killing that one. So O'Keefe gets it across. Over here's McCarthy. McCarthy for the Blizzard. Gains his own. McCarthy's in. He looks. Fine, nice little move. Back door. Puts the puck over towards the front of net. O'Keefe is there. He puts it back to Williams. Williams makes sure it stays in. McCarthy now. McCarthy looks. Here's back to Williams. Over to Jones. Jones back to Williams. Williams down to McCarthy. McCarthy, nice cross ice play. Puck's up in the air. Hunt don't know where it is. There's Williams with a big shot here. Big save. Big save here. So here comes Austin out of his feet. Austin loses it. They had to watch out. Didn't want to have too many men. That's why Sims couldn't go play the puck. He had to wait for the other guy to be off. 2.5 minutes left in the power play. In the 4-minute head contact. There's Percy and back there. Sims and Austin. Sims holds it on the wall. Sims, big strong boy. Keeps down here. Sims. Here's Austin. He puts it up. Here's Percy now. Percy. And Connors and Flynn. Probably three of the more. Here's Connors, nice cross ice. Kept in by Yabsley. Yabsley puts a glove on that, keeps it in. That one goes to the corners, Murphy. Murphy to Sims. Here we go, that comes up. Kept out, here comes Austin. Austin's coming here. Here's Austin now, looks. Austin shoots. Big rebound. Puck's back. 1.5 minutes left here. Back is Connors. Connors, nice move. Connors gains his own, uses his body for protection, shoots it. Didn't miss by much. Here's Flynn. Flynn. Here's Connors again. Connors looks. Connors shoots. Blocked there by Sims. Partial block. Here's Yabsley. You don't want to give Connors too many chances. Connors, nice big shot again. He misses wide. He's a player you don't want to have with that puck too many times. It's going to burn you after a while. Connors again. Connors shoots across ice. Here we go. We got Austin on a breakaway. Austin all alone. Here's Austin. Nice move. He misses. Puts it in front. Austin on the end of that. Coming through here again. Here's Flynn. Back to Yabsley. Yabsley cross ice to Connors. Connors shoots. That's blocked. Here we go. Here's Flynn. Jordy Flynn. Flynn, nice play. What a play there. And that's going to be a face-off here. 38 seconds left in the power play. Folks, we've seen 3 shorthanded breakaways tonight. 2 for the Blizzard and now 1 for the Kings. No goals on those, though. 38 seconds left there, and I think there's 23 seconds left in the period. Couple players going to the Russell and Applin. Each going off. Great action, folks, all game. 38 seconds left in this power play. Blizzard's been pressing. They've had lots of opportunity to score. Austin most recently had a breakaway. Get a chance, folks, we'll check the out-of-town scoreboard. That's happening at DF Barnes Arena where the Growlers and the, there's Lambswood, he rings it around. Jones keeps it in. Jones puts it around far side. Back there is McCarthy. McCarthy does a great job. There's O'Keefe, gets it back to the line. He missed it. That should do it for the period, folks. Finn, no, that's Jones now coming around far side. About 4 seconds left there, I think, in the power play, or in the period, sorry. And that does it. So, folks, after 2 periods of play here at the Grossmorn Arena, the score is 3-3. And I suspect we're going to have a great fast action third period. So myself and Nathan will be back after the Zamboni gets the ice done. We'll see you then. Hey folks, we're back here at the Grossmorn Arena for third period action between the Western Kings and the East Coast Blizzard. Great game so far, 3-3 after 2 periods. Here in this series, on the out-of-town scoreboard in the DF Barnes Arena in St. John's, the Central Impact are up 4-0 on the Growlers. And here on the West Coast in the Central West Senior Hockey League action, Deer Lake Red Wings are up 2-0 on the Stephenville Lightning. And in Corner Brook, the Royals are up 1-0 on the Grand Falls Cataracts at this time. Lots of great hockey happening on the West Coast this weekend. Big period coming up here for the Blizzard are hoping to put a stranglehold on the Kings in this series to go up 3-0. And the Kings are hoping to extend the series. We'll see how it works here. Big face-off win there, and that's Murphy. He puts it back. Furlong wins that face-off. Back to get it is Hines. Hines, a little bit of wet ice back there. He's just holding it there. Put back for Hines. Hines goes around the back of his net again. Up to Percy. Back to even strength. Here's Percy now. Percy comes up. Percy shoots. He used Murphy as a screen. Down here's Percy. Nice little pass out in front. Jones. Pass back to, there's Hines. That goes off a stick. Got a bear down here. The Kings in their own end. Here's Murphy. Puck's being held in down there in the corner. Coming away with it. Here's Hines now for the Blizzard. Hines, nice pass down to Jones. Jones moves to the shot. Jones shoots. Scores! What a nice shot by Ethan Jones. Under the bar. And the Blizzard take a 4-3 lead here early in the third period on a great goal by Ethan Jones. Let's see how the Kings answer here. Austin wins that one. Duffett takes it away though. Here's Duffett. Duffett cycles, looks. Puts it right. Here's Yabsley. Yabsley's got a pad. Over to Jones. What a save by Matt Hunt. Let's keep that one in mind later on in the game. Matt Hunt makes a fantastic save on Gavin Connors. Yabsley puts that across. Connors all by himself. That could have been a dagger. But Hunt comes up with a huge save here on Connors. Connors wins that faceoff. Duffett, he puts it down. Here's Yabsley again. Yabsley puts it out in front. There's Buckle. Connors. Dillon still in there. Puck's in the feet. Coming away is Coles. Here's Coles now. Coles. Coles shoots it. Save right there. Austin and Connors are having words. Austin's asking Connors where they stopped for lunch on the way over today.
All those goals were in the second period for the Central Impact.
And they're still having a chat in each other's grill there, I guess. Still having face off. Connors and Austin. I don't think either one was worried about the other guy. Face off win. Here comes Duffett. Duffett now. Duffett makes the line. Here's Duffett all the way up. Back there is Austin on the back check. Austin comes around. Austin turns, gathers speed through the neutral zone, gets slashed once. Coming in, here's Connors and Austin. Connors was looking for Austin. Here's Richards. Here's the puck is in front of the net. Coming away. Kept in. Here's Austin. Austin shoots. Nice save by. Puck's live in front. Coming away now. Here's goal. Here's Connors. Connors. Connors makes his way into the zone. Connors pass over to Yabsley. Yabsley shoots it. Nice. Here's puck's in front. Here's Austin. Austin goes behind the back of the net. There's Bursey. Bursey makes his way through. Bursey up. Bursey looks, shoots here. Doesn't get in. Kept down. All the way back. Here's Applin. Applin makes his move up. Picked off. Fanned on that one. Here's Cowell. Applin's in there. Here's Cowell. Applin. Nope, that's going to hit the roof. That's going to be a face-off deep into the King zone. to the right of Hunt. 4-3 Blizzard. Here in the third period. Cal Furlong for this face-off. Cal wins that one, back to Hines. Hines shoots it, that's tipped away by Castle. Puck's up, kept in, back is Applin. Here's Applin. Applin, he just shoots it out. Bounces up, back is Hines, he has to play it. Over to Williams. Williams, nice little pass. Here's Furlong. Furlong keeps it, puts it back deep into the zone. Back is Healy playing it for Williams. Williams puts it up. Here comes Williams. Over to Coleman. Coleman looks. Coleman, nice blast over to Williams. Just missed. Here's Castle. Castle shoots it up. Kept in by Cal. Buckle. Buckle goes back behind the net. Castle. Castle tries to get it out. Puck gets out of harm's way. Here's Furlong. Furlong. Furlong just shoots it down into the corner. Furlong is back there. He's hit by Griffiths. Here's McCarthy. McCarthy tips it out. Here's Murphy. Murphy shoots it up. Griffiths gets that one. Griffiths. Pass it up. McCarthy. But no, he loses that to Griffiths. Griffiths puts it across. Here comes Hines. Hines up to the middle of the ice. Gives it to McCarthy. McCarthy looks across. Shoots it to the front. Nothing. Here comes Sims. Sims just gets it out. Back. Here's Griffiths now for the Blizzard. Griffiths. Over to Russell. Russell shoots it in. Murphy. Round the back over to the butt. Looks. He just puts it back up. Griffiths is back to play that. Over across to Russell. Russell. Over to McCarthy. Here's McCarthy. Here's Flynn. Flynn shoots off the crossbar. He's a guy that can score. You don't want to give Flynn those shots. Got away with one there. Here's Flynn again. Flynn shoots. Kings got away with one there. Well, the face off there to the left of Hunt. So we got a face off here to the left of Hunt between Flynn and Austin. Flynn wins that one clean. Goes out over the line though. Dillon brings it in. And we're going to have another face off here just outside the line. Blizzard change. So we got Jones and Austin here for this face off. That's kicked up. Here comes Percy. Here's Percy. Makes his way in, shoots. Blocked by Coles. Lucas. It's Kyler Lucas. His mom is a big winner of the 50-50 draw here tonight. Dillon. Puck's clear back. Dillon shoots it back in. Back to get it is Coles. Coles looks. Coles. Gets it up, kept in by O'Keefe. O'Keefe. Here's Coles and Lucas. Coles makes his way through. Here's Jones, turns up ice, puts it over to Percy. Percy puts it over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe gets it over the line. Here's Jones now. O'Keefe tries to play it back to Percy. Here's House. House puts it back. Griffiths gets that one. Griffiths is almost picked off by Austin. Percy turns. Here's Austin. He turns up the ice. Austin tries to get it in. Austin now looks. Austin shoots it in. Rims it around the glass. Far side. Picked off O'Keefe. O'Keefe over to Connors. Here's Connors. Connors has got one already. Puts it in his feet. That's kept out. Buckle. Turn around. Here's Applin. Flips it up. Played very well by Hines. He puts it back into the line, into the zone. There's Buckle. Puck's out here. And we got a goal by Connors. Connors with a goal on a turnover behind the net. And now it's 5-3 for the Blizzard on Connors' second goal of the evening. Let's see how the Kings answer here. 5-3 now. Blizzard with a 2-goal cushion.
Very dangerous to Ruben.
There's a turnover right here. Richards put it across, nobody there. Yabsley up to Connors. Connors with 2. Connors looking for a screen, puts it through his legs. Nice play over to Yabsley. The face-off here now to the left of Hunt. 5-3 is the score for the Blizzard. Back to Williams. Williams shoots it. Nice save by Hunt. Castle. Castle's looking. Castle gets the line. He shoots it in. Puck goes around far side. Over there's Hamlin. Hamlin stops that one. That's going to be kept in. Puck's down low. Here's Williams coming around back. Plays it back to himself. Nice play. Outlet to Coleman. Coleman takes it. Kept in. Coleman now cross ice to Skinner. Skinner gets the line. Shoots it far side. Coleman is in first. Coleman gets the puck. Coles is there. Here's Rousel. Coleman keeps that one down low. Over on the far side is Castle. Castle's pinned to the wall. Here's Hines. Hines. Down to Skinner. Skinner goes around the back of the net. Out to Hines. Here's Hines all alone. Hines shoots. Saved there by Hunt. That gets out. Williams is back. He's going to go across to his D partner over to Hines. Hines goes, gets the line. Hines looks, shoots. Goes to the top of the net. Kept out. Here comes Sims. Cal with a strong back check by Cal to stop that play. There's Sims. Sims over to Coles. Coles shoots it back into the corner. Down low is Butt. He puts it over. Here's Hines. Hines not getting anywhere with that. Here's Austin coming away with the puck. Tried to get it into the slot. That's picked off. So Austin falls there. Bursey hits that guy there. So coming around the back is Flynn. Flynn, nice play in front. Didn't miss by much as McCarthy on that tip. Here comes Bursey. Bursey gains the red line, gains the blue line, shoots it in. Puck is loose. Puck is loose in front. All the way back. That's going to be probably... It's going to be icing here. Puck was loose in front there. He almost had a chance to tie it up. Or sorry, get another goal. Face off here to the right of Healy. Furlong. Furlong wins that back to Applin. Applin shoots it towards the net, misses far side. Buckle pinches down, try to hold the line. Coming away with is Flynn. Flynn goes around the back of the net. Flynn, pass it over. That's going to be an icing, I would think. Icing is the call. Icing's call, so Coach Robinson going to try another combination here. He has House out now with Applin and Austin for this face-off. Applin and Flynn. Puck is bouncing up in the air. Coming away with it is Dylan. Buckle pinches down, puts that behind the net. House is back there getting it. House looks back to the point. Applin over to House. House misses that one. House now. Uses his long body. Coming away that is Dylan. He puts it up to McCarthy, over to Russell. Over to Flynn. Here's Flynn with a shot. Nice save by Hunt. Buckle. Buckle loses that to McCarthy. McCarthy down low. Leaves it down for Russell. Russell looks out. Puck is left there. Coming away with that. And that's Dylan's going to pinch on that one. All the way back. Here's Austin. Austin looks up ice. Austin. Over to Applin. Applin. Over to Castle. Castle. Castle's in. Castle shoots. Missed the line. Back behind the net. Now we got Cleary. Nice pass up. Murphy. Murphy. This is the Castle. Castle. So Keefe gets it back to Griffiths. Griffiths gains the line, almost gets it through. Here's Austin now. Gives it to Lanswood. Lanswood over to Murphy. Murphy goes back, looks up ice. Murphy, not sure what he's... Murphy gets the line, gets in deep. Murphy keeps going hard. Griffiths is back there. Murphy in on the puck. Back fighting for that puck now is... Comes back to Lanswood. He stayed there and watched the puck go by him. Lanswood. Cross ice to Austin. Austin. Sauces it up to Richards. Richards looks, gives it to Austin. Austin's in stride. Austin makes his way up. Austin. Austin looks. Austin down deep in the corner. Back to get his Castle. Castle fights for it down low. Castle puts it in behind the net. There's Castle, puts it in front. Nobody there. Right idea, no one there. Here's Cleary now. Up to Percy. Puck's there's Percy again. Percy and Coles in the corner. There to the corner. Here's Richards. Richards gets that up to Hamlin. Hamlin. Hamlin gets the line. Hamlin shoots it down low. Hamlin looks. Goes around the back of the net. Hamlin and Jones. Down below the line. That missed Coles. Gets all the way back. Back to Bursey. Bursey looks. Bursey looks up ice. Hits that one. That's... I'm not sure. I thought it was going to be icing, and that's cleared out. We're going to face off to the right of Healy. Still 5-3 here in this game. Blizzard up by 2. 8:56 left in the period. We're going to face off here now between Hamlin and Connors for this one, I would think. That's cleared all the way down. That'll be icing. Maybe a set play, probably trying to get somebody to get ahead of the play. They're going to do it all again. Sims and Connors for this face-off. Cross ice to Yabsley. Coles is back. Coles looks. Coles, nice little play up to Hamlin. Hamlin turns through the neutral zone. Here comes Hamlin. Hamlin looks, he shoots. Another shot there. Here comes Hamlin again. Hamlin shoots. Nice pass over the butt. Yabsley with a great back check there. Gets a stick on him so he couldn't get the shot away. Far side, here's Sims. Sims shoots it down behind the net. Back to get it his Butt. Butt tries to play it out front. Didn't get there. Here's Sims. Duffett hits him. Connors uses his body to protect the puck. Far side to Yabsley. Yabsley gets the line. Yabsley in, button hook back. 8 minutes left here in the third period. Still 5-3. Here's Butt now, just gets it out, kept in by Williams. Here's Butt, he gets it out now. Williams holds that up at the line. Butt clears it back. Here's up to Connors. And he's hit, and we're going to have two fellas on him. Here we go, here's Rousel. Rousel shoots, big rebound here. Plays it in front. Back here now, here's Connors. That's kept in by Lucas. Lucas chips it in. We're going to face off here again. A little bit of activity after the whistle, nothing serious. Going to be a face-off over to the right of Healy. Coleman and Lucas having a few words. .22 and 44. Cal and Furlong for this face-off. That's the one that's going to be icing all the way down. And now we're going to get a face-off here. Face-off's out. Lambs will let it go by him again. House keeps it in. Down low here, here's House. Fighting for his back to Murphy. Murphy shoots it, and that's a knuckle puck. That goes right into the glove of Healy. I wonder if Coach Robinson's going to change the D here. Applin and face-off win there. Murphy puts it around the back of the net. Over there's McCarthy and House. Applin gets it. Applin shoots it. Wide. Here's Austin now. Austin looks. Austin shoots towards the net for a rebound. Kept in by Austin. Here's Austin. Austin shoots. Big rebound there. Kept in again. Puck's still alive here. Here's House. House puts it back to Murphy. Murphy just shoots it around the back of the net. Back is Applin. Applin tries to keep it down. Coming away with it is Russell. Russell drops it back to McCarthy. McCarthy tried to play it through for Russell. Murphy tried to play it up. Didn't get through. Murphy back behind the net. Murphy around the far side. Here comes Austin. Austin looks. Flynn is on him. Austin shoots it in. Him and Dillon are going to go for the puck. Here's Sims now. Sims comes away with it. Puts it over front. Nobody there. That's going to go all the way back. That's not icing, of course. Back is Bursey. Bursey, move around, Duffett. Here's Bursey, gets the line. Gets it to McCarthy, didn't get all. Here's Dillon. Dillon looks for the stretch pass up. Here's Flynn. Flynn and Russell. Plays it over. It's Foster McCarthy. Nice big rebound. Huge save. There's Sims. Sims now. Sims is in. Sims is in. Sims was in the slot. He should have had a shot there. Went to his backhand. It's Bursey. Bursey over to Hamlin. Hamlin. Cross ice to Coles. That's protected by Russell. Here's Flynn. He falls. Falls on the play. Griffiths now. Griffiths. Cross to Dillon. Dillon. Stretch it up. Here's Flynn. 2 19s going for the puck here. Bursey and Flynn. 5 minutes left in the period. Here's Flynn. Flynn shoots. Big save by Hunt. And the net's off. 4:51 left here in the third period. Still 5-3 Blizzard. I'm thinking Robinson's probably going to shut this team down to probably a couple lines now going into this last 5 minutes. Connors is back out again here. We'll see. Face-off win. That's kept in there. This puck gets cleared. There's Castle. Castle puts it back to Cal. Gets that one. Furlong. Furlong makes a move. Just gives it back. And it's back behind the net. Set by Hunt behind the net. Here comes Applin now. Applin. Applin. Nice move. Up to Williams. He's got that one. Over to Skinner. Looks like we're going to have a holding call. Coach Lee is going to lose his mind over on the bench for the Blizzard. Big chance here for the Kings. But under 4 minutes left here. We get a power play opportunity. Percy and Jones. Cleary and Purdy. Percy trying to plead his case to why that was not a penalty. Not going to change the referee's mind at this point. Big face-off here. Applin and Jones. Applin wins that one. Richards sets up here. Richards over across to Austin. Austin looks. He shot that across for a pass. Nobody there. Backside was open. That was the play. Here comes Coles. Coles makes his way through the neutral zone. Coles shoots it around, back in the net. Healy's out to stop that one. Healy plays that across to the side. Austin looks, takes some time. Austin over to Coles. Coles across to Bursey. Bursey shoots it. Saved by Healy. Bursey down low. Here's Applin. Applin's down below the goal line. He looks. Applin tries to get it across to Austin. That's chipped out by Cleary. Back is Coles. Minute 17 left in the power play. We're playing a 1-3 on this PK, trying to stop the entry. Left there for Austin. Austin puts it down beyond the back. That's going to be picked up by Bursey, I would think. Bursey does a good job protecting the puck. Coming away with that puck. See what we got. Here comes Applin. Applin looks. Applin looks again. Applin goes back down low. Richards into Austin. Good job on the PK by the Blizzard. Here's Applin. Applin goes far side. Applin shoots it across. That's going to be picked up by Percy. He's going to have the easy way of sending that down. Less than 30 seconds left in the power play. Back is Sims. Sims puts it across to Applin. Applin looks. Applin tries over. Here's Austin. Austin now. Austin looks here, waits for the nice save by Healy. And that's going to do it for the power play, I would say. Inside 10 seconds left here now. 3:30 left now in this period. Still 2 goal live. 2:20 left in the game here, or in the third period. Cal's doing a great job of holding that puck, killing valuable time. Here's Connors, puts it back to Hines. Hines just puts it down below. Here's Cal again and Applin. Connors again. Connors, nice little toe drag. Brings it through. Over to Russell. Russell shoots. That's tipped out aside. 1:51 left here in the third period. Blizzard up by 2. And what's going to be a good end to the game. Connors wins that one back to Yabsley. Here's Yabsley. Big rebound there. Kept out. Here's Yabsley down low. Yabsley puts it out in front. There's Bursey. Sims. Sims turns away. Sims gets it up to Furlong. Furlong over to Hamlin. Hamlin lets that go through. Not off. Hamlin to move. Hamlin puts it in front of Yabsley. Sims shoots, goes wide. Net is out, so we got the goalie is out now. That's going to be icing. Icing is the call. So the net is empty. Connors gets a penalty here, I think. It's Connors' third penalty of the game. He's got 2 goals, 3 penalties. So we're going to have a 6-on-4 situation. Not sure why the faceoff's outside. Unless the D was in, I guess. I'm thinking the D was in, and that's why the faceoff came outside. Timeout, Blizzard. So the Kings will be on the power play for the rest of the game, I think, or the rest of this period, I should say. So this series so far, folks, game 1 went in overtime, 4-3. Game 2, the Blizzard were actually up 5-0, and the Kings came back with 3 goals in the third period, but they came up short. This period now, we've had 3-3 after 2 periods of play. Kings are now on the power play. We got a minute, 15 seconds left. 6-on-4 situation. Huge face-off here. Face-off win. That goes back to Coles. He shoots it in. And we're going to have a little bit of action in front of Healy. Healy is definitely the first star of this game, in my opinion.
100%.
I'm not sure what the shots are, but I'm pretty certain. I would say now we're going to have a 6-on-3. Six-on-3 now. Unless Sims is going too. That was a no-no. He grabbed him by the face mask, I do believe. 6-on-3. Face-off win. Here's Austin waiting for traffic. Austin looks over to Coles. Coles back to Austin. Austin shoots. Nice save by Healy. He's made lots of saves. Net is empty. Got to get up on him. There's a shot. Miss wide. Got lucky on that one. Coles. Here he goes. Haven't got much time here. There's the Kings. Shoots it in. 5-on-3. Back here. Got to get the puck here. Doing a great job down here as the defenseman. Here's Sims now. Sims gets over to Austin. Austin looks for his shot. That goes wide. 30 seconds left in the game. Shot is nice play by the D-man to get that one. A great play by Cleary. Huge play by Cleary. 20 seconds. Puck is out. Here's Austin. Now looks. He shoots it. That goes wide. Bursey looks. Bursey over to Coles. Coles moves in. Shoots. Puck's there in front. And that's a big save by Healy. How many? 8.3 seconds left in the game here. Liam Healy is the first star and the second star, I think, in this game.
First, second, and third.
Great effort here. Face-off win. Here's Coles. Coles shoots. That misses far side. Inside 4 seconds. That's going to be a big win for the East Coast Blizzard as they take a stranglehold on this series. 3-0 for the Blizzard here. Well, it was a great effort by both teams. Blizzard came away with it in the third period. Hats off to the defending champs, folks. So we knew what would happen here. 3-0 now for the East Coast Blizzard. We're going to do all this again tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock here at the Gross Horn Arena. So signing off here, Nathan, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow evening.